राम नाम रस पीजे मनवा, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे मनवा, राम नाम रस पीजे, तज कुसंग सतसंग बैठनित, तज कुसंग सतसंग बैठनित, हरि चर्चा सुन लीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे मनवा, राम नाम रस पीजे, काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोह को, काम क्रोध मद लोभ मोह को, बाहर चित्त से दीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे मनवा, राम नाम रस पीजे, मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर नागर, मीरा के प्रभु गिरधर नागर, ताहि के रंग में भीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे मनवा, राम नाम रस पीजे, तज कुसंग सतसंग बैठनित, तज कुसंग सतसंग बैठनित, हरि चर्चा सुन लीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे मनवा, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे, राम नाम रस पीजे।
दशरथ नंदन रामा, दया सागरा रामा, दशरथ नंदन रामा, दया सागरा रामा, दशरथ नंदन रामा, दया सागरा रामा, दशमुखमर्दन रामा, दैत्यकुलान्तक रामा, दशमुखमर्दन रामा, दैत्यकुलान्तक रामा, लक्ष्मण सेवित रामा, सीता वल्लभ रामा, लक्ष्मण सेवित रामा, सीता वल्लभ रामा, सूक्ष्म स्वरूप रामा, सुंदर रूप रामा, सूक्ष्म स्वरूप रामा, सुंदर रूप रामा, दशरथ नंदन रामा, दया सागरा रामा, दशरथ नंदन रामा, दया सागरा रामा दया सागरा
We are recording from the ashram of our revered Guru, Pujya Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda in Miami, Florida. On the occasion of Ram Navami and Hanuman Jayanti, Swamiji's special message tonight is Mystic Insight into Ram Navami and Hanuman Jayanti. And now Pujya Atman Sri Swami Jyotirmayananda.
Om Om Shri Ganeshaya Namah Om Aim Saraswatyai Namah Om Shri Guruve Namah Om Shri Ramaya Namah Om Ham Hanumate Namah. Om Prasannatam Yanagatabhishekata Tathana Mamle Banavasa Dukata Mukhambuja Shri Raghunandanasya me Sadastu Sa Manjula Mangala Prada. This is a prayer offered to Lord Rama in Tulsi Ramayana, which means, may that cheerful face of Rama, which did not become more radiant when he was about to be coronated, nor did it lose its splendor when he was banished to the forest. May that lotus face of Rama bring tender delight and sweet auspiciousness in our lives day by day. The profound implications. The ideal before a devotee is to enshrine Rama in the lotus of the heart. Allow your heart to love God. And if that love shines in your heart, you will enjoy a profound serenity, Shama, which is a gateway to liberation. And it is described allegorically. Rama's face didn't shine when he was declared to be the ruler of Ayodhya as the and soon after he was declared to be banished in the forest. First declaration, heir apparent to the throne. What a wonderful attainment. And his face didn't shine up. And then vanished into forest. When your deep understanding comes to that stage, that you are essentially Rama, then all happenings in the world do not shake you up. It is like the sky, your heart becomes like the sky. And the sky is not shaken by different types of clouds, whether the clouds are dark and dreary, or clouds are soft and snowy. That's the ideal to be attained by every aspirant. And towards that ideal, every step you take opens the door to auspiciousness. Auspiciousness implies everything that you face. You do not let stress rule over your mind, but you begin to experience inspiration and miracles created by divine grace. So, may that lotus face of Rama abide in your heart. Making your life delicious day by day. Each day more delicious than before. I'm using humorous language. Next stuti I offer to Lord Hanuman. Atulit baladhamam hema shailabha deham danujban krishanum jnaninam agraganyam sakal gun nidhanam vanaranam adhisham raghupati priya bhaktam vatajatam namami. I adore Lord Hanuman, who is the abode of incomparable strength. Hanuman's strength is Shraddha-based strength. Every soul is potentially Rama. Every reflected sun is in reality the sun. That type of faith, when it begins to blossom and develop a mature state, it is that strength of that faith is represented by Lord Hanuman. And the power of this faith cannot be imagined. Whose body shines like a mountain of gold. Gold is symbolic of truth. Allegorically, the example is given about Brahman. Just like ornaments are of different types with different names and forms. But the metal behind your ornaments is gold. So you can look at your ornaments two ways. One, substantial. Gold is the only reality, whether it is in the form of a ring or a necklace or bangles or whatever. Gold is gold. All names and forms, they are different types of ornaments, as it were. The substance behind all that is gold, implying that divine truth. So that type of complexion Lord Hanuman has, who is fire unto the forest of demons. Demoniac forces are forces of darkness. And Hanuman's movement is awakening of faith. And allegorically described, awakening of faith is like blazing fire that dispels forces of darkness. Who is the chief among the wise? Who is the beloved devotee of Bhagavan Rama, the son of wind god? Before we go into further detail, let me give you the subtle meaning of two mantras, as if you are being initiated into them. Ram mantra and Hanuman mantra. You shouldn't say I've been already initiated. You must stick to your own mantra. But you must have reverence to all mantras. And turning your attention to different mantras is not a distraction. It is intensification of your love for God. So among mantras, Om is the essence of all mantras, according to the Vedas. Next to Om comes Ram. Ra relates to the Bijakshara, root letter at Manipur chakra, is the fire plexus. Ma is the root letter of your Sahasrara chakra. Kundalini awakening through the entire spine, especially from the navel center, where there is Kriya Shakti, power of action. At heart center, Ichha Shakti and Jnana Shakti. Ichha Shakti is at your heart, Jnana Shakti is between the eyebrows. All these Shaktis are covered by the mantra Ram. Ra awakens the Kundalini. Ma brings it to the Sahasrar, full of nectar. Every mantra is a blend of mystic root letters called Bijaksharas. This mantra becomes a mystic formula. Here's the mystical meaning of the mantra of Rama is Om Shri Ramaya Namah. Om Shri Ramaya Namah. Om Shri Ramaya Namah. Om is Brahman, the Absolute. Shri is Lakshmi Devi. The grace of her presence promotes divine virtues. So by uttering the word Shri, you are invoking the grace of Lakshmi Devi and emphasizing in your personality the need of divine virtues, all divine virtues, humility, absence of vanity, simplicity, charity, generosity, all divine virtues. And Shri opens the door to these virtues. Ramaya, Ra, awakening of spiritual energy. Ma, Ananda, bliss absolute. Ya, realization in the heart. When we talk of a heart, it doesn't relate to Anahat Chakra. It relates to the climax stage of Kundalini awakening. Heart is the root source of your entire personality, root source of the entire universe. That heart is allegorically described as a cave, Hridaya Guha, and it is illuminating the cave of your heart. That means you have attained enlightenment. So that's what you have been led to. With Om you invoked Brahman. Shri, you develop divine virtues. Ra, awakened spiritual energy. Ma, you dive into bliss absolute. And all within the cave of your heart. Namah, negation of me and mine. Nothing is mine. The ultimate goal is gradual effacement of your egoism. This mantra gives you a brief sketch of spiritual movement. Also, just turn your attention to the importance of the name Rama. Rama term is international. Languages are sourced by mantras. Languages are bringing out mantric power. How have you selected words to address objects of the world? Behind the selection of word, for example, you are going to rest. We say, Aram karo. Aram. Literally meaning, go and rest. Rest on your couch. Subtle meaning, oh Ram, come. So, And we say panorama, cinerama. And the days of Muslim festivity known as Ramadan. Also known as Ramadan. And the very center of Christianity, Rome. I will not go into further details. Coming to the mantra Hanuman. Hanuman mantra is Om Shri Hanumate Namah. Om is Brahman, the Absolute. Shri is Goddess Lakshmi, giver of spiritual wealth. Ha, expansion of consciousness. Ha 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 ha. Na is Namrata, humility. Ma, Hanuman. This Ma word relates to Amrita, nectar, bliss absolute. Te, surrender to God. Na is negation, Ma, sense of mindness. This mantra gives you a brief sketch of spiritual movement. With Om you invoke God. With Shri you go on developing divine wealth. You ascend the mystic ladder of expansion, ego effacement, and boundless bliss, and surrender to God, even within your very heart. Finally, with Namah, you become one with God. These are subtle implications of the mantra. Of spiritual literature, Ramayana plays a lofty state. So many saints have composed Ramayana with slight variations. Variations are important. The same story told. You listen to somebody telling you a story. But when you come to your near and dear ones, you tell the same story you have heard in your own language. And the way you see how the faces of your audience are impressed by your telling. In other words, you add, spice it, bring humor to it. A simple way of trying to explain to you why Ramayana is written in so many ways. Because it is not a history. Saint Tulsidas was exemplary devotee of Rama. And his Ramayana will be forever popular to the whole world. Even prior to Tulsidas, Ramayana was written by sage Vasishtha. No, sage Valmiki. Why I turn to Yoga Vasishtha? Because it's the same Valmiki who wrote Yoga Vasishtha. And how was Valmiki inspired to write Ramayana? He was a great robber and given to lots of negative deeds. And Narada initiated him into the mantra Ram. But Valmiki was unable to utter Ram. His conscience was so opposed to sacred word Ram to sit on his tongue. Narada used a divine trick. He said, you don't have to utter Ram. Just utter Mara, Mara, Mara. Mara is dead. Death. Mara is mortality virus that every soul suffers from due to ignorance. And the cure for that virus is Ram, Ram. But you start getting vaccinated with Bara, Bara, Bara. And Mara turns around, comes Ram, Ram, Ram. When Rama asked Hanuman, how am I related to you? One of the Ramayana presents this statement. Deha buddhya tu dasoham, jiva buddhya todanshaka, atma buddhya tavaivaham, esha me trividhamati. It's also presented as esha me dhruvamati. Lord Rama asked Hanuman, how am I related to you? Hanuman says, from the point of view of the body, I am your slave. From the point of view of the soul, I am a ray and you are like the sun. And from the point of view of the innermost self, Atma Buddhya, from the point of view of this self, I and you are one and the same. Spiritual sadhana has 3 stages. As long as you are viewing yourself as the body, be an instrument in divine hand. Consider all works you do. God is working through you. You are only instrumental. When you turn your attention to your soul, you are growing in the image of God. You are a ray of the sun. And the ray has immense potentiality. And from the essential point of view, that is the soul of the soul, you are one with the Absolute. Aham Brahmasmi. Lord Hanuman is the destroyer of all obstacles. And he is the deity presiding over all flags and banners. Therefore, the word banner has its source in banner. Whether people know it or not doesn't matter. So internationally, the word banner is popular. But the behind banner is Hanuman's protection. If you really have a banner in the chariot of your personality, that banner is Hanuman. If that is so, you will be led to victory. Victory is the attainment of realization of the self. The qualities of Hanuman are brought out in Valmiki Ramayana. I'm just one quotation. Ramayana is like the vast ocean, and I'm plucking few little pearls. Tejo dhritir yasho dakshyam samarthyam vinayo nayaha paurusham vikrame buddhir yasmin etani nityada. Lord Hanuman is ever endowed with Tejo, a radiant valor. Dhriti, firmness. Yash, divine fame. Dakshyam, dexterity. Samarthyam, capacity. Vinaya, humility. Niti, righteous conduct. Paurusham, effort. Vikrami, terrible strength. And buddhi, intelligence or understanding. Let me give you some glimpses in the personalities of Hanuman and Rama. In a storyline, Hanuman is the son of wind god and his wife called Anjana. When he was just a baby, he saw the sun rise. In his mind, the rising sun was like some ripe fruit. He soared into the sky and gulped down the sun, put it in his mouth. Indra came to rescue the sun. He discharged a thunderbolt. Hanuman fell, broke his chin. And as Indra pleaded, he was able to bring out the sun, release the sun. All these are highly allegorical stories. Hanuman, breaking the chin means attaining humility. letting the chin rise too much, that's symbol of pride. And breaking the chin is increasing humility. And the story relates to the role of Hanuman's strength. As the strength begins to rise, you have the capacity to devour all the three lokas. What does that mean? You have the capacity to realize you are beyond Bhurloka, Bhuvarloka, Swarloka. You are beyond physical reality, beyond sentimental world, beyond world of understanding. And all the three lokas together is presented by the sun. That sun, Hanuman puts it in his mouth. Shraddha-based strength, if it rises within your heart, you are capable of attaining absolute sannyasa. Sannyasa is to assimilate all the reality, your waking state, your dream state, your sleep state. They are extensions of pure consciousness. Just like you wake up, then what happens? You have assimilated all your dream, have eaten them up, as it were. So when we say we eat up the three states, it means transcending them. So that's the role of Hanuman. I'll just give you one sample. When Rama attained victory and there was a big celebration, Sita Devi gives Hanuman her beautiful necklace as her expression of appreciation for all the deeds done by Hanuman. All people become jealous. But Hanuman started chewing the pearls one by one and breaking them, cracking them. People ask, why are you doing it? He said, he wanted to know if Rama is in them or not. Because if Rama is not in them, all this means nothing. And then they ask him, but do you have Rama in you? He said, yes. He tears his chest. And people see Rama blazing out of his personality. Now we have to figure out the meaning behind it. So it is that type of devotion is brought out in that episode, profound devotion of Hanuman. And that's the ideal for all devotees. Rama's story is essence of all scriptures. soul is Rama potential. In order to attain realization, everyone should be practicing integral yoga. Integral yoga means practice of jnana, wisdom, dhyana, meditation, bhakti, devotion, karma yoga, yoga of action. These four are four brothers, sons of Dasharatha. Every soul is potentially Dasharatha. Led by these four yogas, four sons, Dasharatha attains absolute moksha, liberation. That's a storyline. Rama is jnana. Bharata is bhakti, devotion. Lakshmana is dhyana, meditation. And Shatrughna is karma, karma yoga. So when you read the stories of these people and their role, they are bringing insight into these four yogas and how they are interrelated. How Bharata stays in Ayodhya, Bharata and Shatrughna, Bhakti and Karma Yoga, they continue to purify the heart and prepare for realization of this, of Rama. Rama will come ultimately in Ayodhya. And Rama and Lakshmana, they go together. That's jnana and dhyana. Dhyana is a process of meditation. Jnana is a process of revelation. But all this yoga, especially jnana and dhyana, are rendered active and dynamic for the purpose of bringing Sita back from the clutches of Ravana. Sita is Viveka Buddhi, intuitive intellect. Ravana is ignorance in 3 stages. Ravana is Rajasic. Kumbhakarna is Tamasic. Vibhishana is Sattvic. The role of 3 gunas have been brought in the Ramayana. How Vibhishana joins Rama. And this type of union with Vibhishana enables Rama to defeat the demons. The victory of Rama was secured by the aid given by Vibhishana. And when Rama attains victory and Sita is being brought to join with Rama, Sita has to go through fire. Viveka Buddhi has purified intellect as if hides intuitive wisdom. But intellect has to undergo transformation in the intellect to emerge out of the fire of wisdom, Jnanagni, And that's brought about in the storyline of Sita entering into fire. And when she emerges, a revelation is brought to everyone that Sita was never separated from Rama. And yet in storyline, Sita had to go through fire. Deep down, you are never separated from Brahman. But in the storyline of the world process, you are as if separated. By integral yoga, you bring about a state of removing ignorance and letting the intellect be transformed into intuition. All the subtle points are brought into the storyline of Ramayana. I will conclude with sharing one of my poems to you. It's on Rama Mahima, glory of Lord Rama. रोम रोम में राम रमा है, रज रज में सिया राम रमा है, घट घट में घन श्याम बसा है, कण कण में श्री कृष्ण छिपा है, पल पल में पर ब्रह्म प्रकट है, सोहमस्मि संपूर्ण सत्य है, ज्योतिर्मय संपरिपूर्ण जगत है। राम राम जय राजा राम, राम राम जय सीता राम। Lord Rama dwells in every pore of your body. Lord Rama and Sita permeate every particle of dust. In every jar of human personality, there hides Lord Krishna. In every moment, Supreme Brahman is appearing. I am that. This is the absolute truth. So says me. And with this, I offer prayers that may you all receive the blessings of Rama and Hanuman. Hanuman is like Om, who becomes the vehicle of Brahman. Rama is Brahman, the Absolute. In its storyline, Hanuman brings Rama and Lakshmana on his shoulders and he soars. May that set of Rama and Hanuman allow your soul to soar through the 7 steps of enlightenment. That's also is Ramayana, Yoga Vasishtha, that gives you 7 bhumikas. Om Ram 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 Om Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om. Prayer for shower of Karuna, Mayras, grace of God over all of you with the blessings of Shakti, Bhakti and Mukti. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukam Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyama Mritat. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina Sarve Santu Niramaya Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kashchid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.